I get ready, the pressure, give me back for me to cool my temper. As soon as I get ready, the pressure, the break again down was a start. Somebody they steal and somebody they buy.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, you will report it. Don't take law in your hands for the real authority. Well, it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us. Bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a you must take it. I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we have seen in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Cyan, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Cyan.
Rabbi, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
When you want some more, I provide it. So we start to talk. Kama se gorenti penti po, poti toto ichiki.
Masuna sepre, man chicken say, Bogoni oko, so gossip.
Let's say a pleasant good morning and welcome to a brand new edition of the program from the Pre-News today, Monday, March 23, 2026. It's good to be here this morning. My name is Wendell Nimna, welcoming all of you to this edition of the program. And I'm here this morning with Esther Daco. Esther, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning to all of you. It's good to be here this Monday morning where we can all share what we have on our decks.
All right. So those of you who are watching, don't forget, as you watch our podcast, please drop a comment in our comment section. Let us know where you are watching from, because we are about to bring you trending stories in this country. So stay tuned as Esther and I, together with our USA team, run you through straight up to 12:30 this afternoon.
Right.
And the program from the Pre-News is brought to you by Crime Stopper Liberia. Crime Stopper is headed by our chairman of the board, Old Man Sam Sion, and also proud to be associated with the program from the Pre-News is Mayuba and Sons Incorporated. They are one of the giants in the importation and distribution of petroleum products on the Liberian market. And the last but not the least is Exodus Best Price Store on Guerrilla Street and Ore Road, Smart Road Junction. Those of you having that special occasion, you want to get alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages for that occasion, well, the place to go is Exodus Best Price Store on Guerrilla Street and right there on the Ore Road, Smart Road Junction. Exodus Best Price Store is headed by Henry K. Jackson, a proud son of Maryland County. All right, so let's begin now with the stories we have in our studio this morning, the hard copies of the Front Page Africa and the Inquirer newspaper. That's what Esther and I, together with our USA team, will be sharing with you. And so let's begin with top stories. It says, Bridging Global Sporting Excellence. Ex-President Weah to deliver keynote address at Oxford Africa Conference. And it says, pesticide not mining chemicals. BMCC pushes back against EPA demands evidence over Marvel Creek fish death. And lastly, for top stories, religion, moment of great blessing. His Holiness Moran Mo Dr. Samuel Theophilus Metropolitan arrives in Liberia for historic visit. And those are the top stories. Let's take few lines from this story. Let's get to this one here. I'm trying to make my way. Okay, I'm trying to get to that. Yes. All right, folks. Oxford, England, former Liberian President George Manneh Weah will serve as keynote speaker at the 16th edition of the Oxford Africa Conference 2026. Organizers announced the two-day event hosted by the Oxford University Africa Society will take place May 16 to the 17th at the Mathematical Institute's Andrew Wiles Building. Weah, who served as Liberia's 25th president from 2018 to 2024, is celebrated as one of Africa's most globally recognized figures in sport, humanitarian service, and national leadership. Born in Monrovia in 1966, he rose from modest beginnings to global prominence. In 1995, He became the only African to win both the Ballon d'Or and FIFA World Player of the Year. He was also named African Player of the Century by the International Federation of Football History and Statistics. His life bridges global sporting excellence, humanitarian commitment, and democratic leadership, organizers said. The conference theme, Anchoring Africa Grounded Leadership in the Age of Disruption, reflects the continent's need to navigate fast moving political, economic, and geological and climate shifts. Over 2 days, participants will explore governance, economic growth, entrepreneurship, media and cultural sustainability, and artificial intelligence. Organizers said they hope the discussions carry forward well beyond the conference, underscoring its role as a platform for policy, business, and culture and academia to converge on Africa's future. Wia's career has long breached sport and statesmanship. A 3-time African Player of the Year, he later served as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador and was appointed in 2024 by FIFA as chair of its Committee Against Racism and Discrimination. His keynote is expected to highlight leadership rooted in resilience and inclusivity. Other speakers will bring diverse expertise. Ron Chari, Executive Director of the Chandler Institute of Justice, previously held senior roles at the World Bank Group and the African Development Bank. Well, let's leave it right there. So, bridging global sporting excellence, ex-President Wia to deliver keynote address at Oxford Africa Conference from the 16th of May to the 17th. All right, let's get to this big story on the front page, African newspaper front page. And it says here, Cummings makes recommendations to ease Guinea-Liberia border tension. Not a time for division. Not a time for division or speculation. I call on the government of Liberia to consider taking the following steps. Remain engaged immediately and transparently with the government of Guinea to ensure a peaceful and verifiable resolution of the situation on the ground. Launch an independent and credible investigation into the alleged illegal mining activities, with findings made public at the earliest to help bring relief to a restive border community. Alexander Cummings, political leader, Alternative National Congress. Let's take a few lines from there, few lines from that story. Okay, let's get to that story, and I'm right there, right here on the page 5 of the front page African newspaper. And it says here, former presidential candidate Alexander B. Cummings has called on the government of Liberia to take urgent and measured steps to ease growing tensions along the Liberia-Guinea border, particularly in Lofa County's Solomba area. In a statement to the nation, Cummings, the political leader of the Alternative National Congress, expressed concern over reports that Guinean soldiers had crossed into Liberian territory, allegedly causing panic and displacement among residents of affected communities. He warned that the situation goes beyond a simple boundary dispute, stressing that it touches on national sovereignty, the safety of citizens, and Liberia's long-standing relationship with its neighbor. At its core, this situation is not only about a boundary dispute, it is about protecting our people, upholding our sovereignty and maintaining peace with our neighbors, Cummings stated. The opposition figure pointed to preliminary information suggesting that the tension may be linked to unauthorized mining activities along the Makona River, a claim he said must be treated with seriousness, especially where individuals of influence may be involved. Liberia's natural resources should never become a source of conflict or instability, he cautioned. Cummings outlined a series of recommendations for the government, urging immediate and transparent diplomatic engagement with Guinea to ensure a peaceful and verifiable resolution of the situation on the ground. He also called for the launch of an independent investigation into the alleged illegal mining activities, with findings made public to restore confidence among residents of the affected border communities. Additionally, he emphasized the need for humanitarian support, urging authorities to prioritize the safety and welfare of displaced families. Well, let's leave it right there and take one more story, and then we send controls to Esther to run us through more developments from the Inquirer newspaper. And this is our final story. A mass escape from a trafficking ring handed prosecutors everything they needed for Liberia's biggest trafficking conviction. 51 victims say a bribe is set to free their traffickers. Alleged traffickers set to walk free. When we asked them to return our money back, they said I should take him, Daniel Davis, anywhere because the entity have a lawyer, which is Councillor Besman Joa. They used to tell us that so long the lawyer hears its QNet case, Besman will step on it. Victims of human trafficking. If we are to do any indictment, we have to impanel a special grand jury, which we don't have the money for. Our hands are tied. Somokutu Akwe, state prosecutor. The handling of the case was troubling and dangerous. These are serious offenses. With all that evidence and all these victims, it is troubling that they are going so slow on these cases. Tiawan Se Gonglo, a veteran human rights lawyer. Let's take a few lines from there, and then we come back to Esther to bring us more developments. On a morning last October, more than 50 women and men walked into Painesville Magistrates Court and told the prosecutors everything. They described a compound next to Vice President Jeremiah Cohn's Bangpa Town, it should be Bingba's Town, home, where they had been lured with false promises of help to get jobs in Canada or Australia. They described the 27 men and women who they said have tortured, trafficked, stolen, stabbed, and raped them. One victim has vanished and was feared murder. Within days, 11 suspects were under arrest. It should have been, by any measure, a breakthrough in the exploiting crime of human trafficking that was destroying the lives of poor Liberians across the country. It was not. For years, Liberians had been watching a major coordinated crime unfold against them. Missing person posts appearing on Facebook, pleas for help finding a daughter who had left for a housekeeping job in Canada, a son who had gone to Australia, a husband bound for South Africa, all of whom had stopped making contact. The posts multiplied. Everyone had a nephew or a daughter who was trapped in some foreign country. One cartel, possibly more, had identified something useful, that in a country where poverty runs deep enough to make any promise of work abroad feel like salvation, there was no shortage of people willing to believe. When the Bangastown victims came forward, advocates who had been tracking the explosion of the trafficking scams allowed themselves cautiously to hope, yeah, finally was a case that the government could not ignore. There were survivors willing to testify, suspects in custody, statements on the record. It was everything a prosecution requires. Everything it would turn out, except a system willing to use it. 5 months later, the case is not on the docket. The chief prosecutor of Court A, where human trafficking cases are tried, says it would not be heard before the court closes this term of April 12. The defendants not having been tried in a timely manner will be eligible for bail. Men facing a minimum 20-year sentence are unlikely to stick around. The 100,000 prosecutors say was stolen from victims, and any hope of seeing justice will go with them. What the case has already revealed is, in some ways, worse than the trafficking itself, a justice system that experts say is failing. Liberia's poorest citizens, by design, no cases involving trafficking scams have reached Monrovia courts in 2 years. In 2023-2024, the government lost 3 cases. Since the government ramped up anti-trafficking efforts in the 2020, driven largely by pressure to meet United States trafficking in person report requirements and protect access to U.S. aid, just 21 trafficking cases have made it any court in the country. Only 5 have ended in conviction. Well, Esther, I think we can stop here and let's tap right here and then send controls to you to run us through the Inquirer newspaper.
Thank you. Thank you very much. On my decks, I have the Inquirer newspaper, and we have interesting stories here on this. It says, PUL former leaders condemn attempt to stiff like free speech, but we see the photograph of our past leaders of the President of Liberia. We'll take some lines. It says, 3 former presidents of the President of Liberia have vehemently rejected in the strongest terms what they perceive as an attempt to amend the Abdullahi Kamara Act of Press Freedom. Isaac D.E. Bantu, Emmanuel A. Ablo, and Gabriel R.H. Williams, in a dispatch from the U.S., said the CAC Act was enacted in 2019 to repeal Liberia's penal law, removing criminal libel against the president, sedition, and criminal male violence from the statute. Christian got a completion. Let's run there. When the statute book, it was a landmark democratic reform designed to end the use of criminal law as a weapon against journalists, critics, and ordinary citizens who speak truth to power. The reform on PUL leaders reiterated Abalo, Bantu, and Williams explained, "We are deeply alarmed by the proposed amendment reportedly advanced by Representative Yan G. Flomo Honor, the title Protection from Gender-Based Online Abuse and Harassment Act of 2026, quoting a recent public hearing involving some representatives and PUL President Julius Kanuba, the former officials in tune. The proposal will criminalize speech described as insulting, obscene, or harassing on social media and other electronic platforms with penalties including up to 2 years imprisonment and fines ranging from 50,000 Liberian dollars to 500,000. That is not a minor adjustment. It is a dangerous roadback to hard-won protections for free expression in Liberia. Then they then lent their backing of the stance taken by the current leadership of the PUL and emphasized we support the clear and principled position taken by the union and its president Julius Kanuba, who warned lawmakers that the amendment will undermine the spirit and letter of the CAC Act and risks recriminalizing free speech and press freedom. We also stand firmly with former PUL President Peter Kwekwe, who also analyzed or whose analysis correctly states that the CAC Act was created to remove criminal sanctions for speech, not to reopen the door for their return through legislative maneuver. The three former leaders maintained. They added, let us be clear, we reject online abuse, we reject mis Ogani, we reject targeted harassment against women and girls. But we also reject vague and punitive laws that hand public officials the powerful interest, a fresh instrument to intimidate journalists, silence critics, and punish unpopular opinions. The former PUL joint leadership further frowned on what they called defending one right by destroying another and said Liberia must not defend one right by destroying another. Existing legal provisions already address abusive conduct. The PUL has rightly pointed lawmakers to Section 17.3 of the Penal Law and to the draft Cybercrime Act as more appropriate avenues for dealing with digital harms without uh, mutilating a press freedom law. They describe the timing of the induction or the introduction of the amendment on free speech as troubling. This amendment comes at a troubling time Liberia has already seen renewed fraction around speech, contempt, powers, and media freedom. Liberia should be strengthening the democratic gains made since the passage of the CAC Act, not retreating from them. The press does not exist to flatter those in authority. Free speech does not exist only for comfortable opinions. Once the state begins to criminalize broad categories of offensive or critical speech, the targets will not stop with abusers, journalists, whistleblowers, activists, opposition voices, and ordinary citizens will all stand exposed, they explain. The trail further urged the Union President Julius Kanuba to prevail on the House of Representatives to reject any amendment that dilutes the CAC Act and warn we called on the Senate to oppose any attempt to restore criminal liability for speech by another name. We call on the executive to uphold Liberia's democratic commitments and refuse assent to any measure that weakens press freedom. We also call on civil society, the legal community, women's rights advocates, student groups, and all defenders of constitutional democracy to join the Press Union of Liberia in resisting this dangerous path. The Kamara Abdullah Kamara Act is not the problem. The answer to the abuse is precise law, due process, the proportional remedies. The answer is not to drag Liberia back towards the criminalization of speech, which must not become a crime again in Liberia, they added. Meanwhile, Ablo Bantu and Williams have also commended President Joseph Numa Boakai for what they described as an effort being asserted by his government to peacefully handle the potential explosive border crisis with neighboring Guinea. They also commended the president for using diplomatic channels. More importantly, his recent visit to Guinea for the Mano River Union Summit in order to prevent military confrontation between the two neighboring countries. Let's stop you there and take more stories here. To drive jobs, energy expansion, economic reform, Broadcast World Bank strengthened partnership. The President Joseph Nima Boakai has intensified Liberia's push for economic transformation following high-level discussions with the World Bank Group Managing Director and Chief Knowledge Officer Pochta Donohoe, signaling renewed momentum in advancing Liberia's development priorities. The meeting held over the weekend focused on deepening cooperation between Liberia and the World Bank, in particular attention to job creation, energy access, and strengthening economic. And with that, I think this is it. Let's come to the back page and see captions. Who killed two Catholic priests? There's a question here. Now, the two Catholic priests have been photographed on the back page, and we also see the police IG right here. And Grand Mufti Samawaru calls for end to Middle East war. And so far, I think these are all the stories we have. Let's send controls to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Esther. And we'll shortly go to our weather report man, Solomon Tunis, to run us through the weather report. And then we have some voices we're also going to be playing for you on this edition of the Print News. But just before we bring in our weather report man, let's just recap the stories we read quickly. And then Tunis will be in next. So this morning, we begin with the front page Africa. These are stories we brought to you. Top stories: bridging global sporting excellence. Ex-President Weah to deliver keynote address at Oxford Africa Conference. And pesticide not mining chemicals. BMMC pushes back against EPA. Demands evidence over Marvel Creek fish death. And lastly, religion, moment of great blessing, His Holiness Moran Moore, Dr. Samuel Theophilus, Metropolitan arrives in Liberia for historic visit. And Cummings makes a recommendation to ease gaining Liberia border tension. Not a time for division or speculation. And lastly, a mass escape from a trafficking ring-handed prosecutors, everything they needed for Liberia's biggest trafficking conviction. 51 victims say a bribe is set to free their traffickers. Alleged traffickers set to walk free. And that's the front page Africa. The Inquirer, PUL former leaders condemn attempt to stifle free speech. But it's a conjunction right there. BMMC pushes back against EPA over Marvel Creek fish death, calls for independent probe. And to drive jobs, energy expansion, and economic reform, Bwaka and World Bank strengthen partnership. And that's the front page. The back page, it says, who killed two Catholic priests? It's a question mark to this caption. And we see the two Catholic priests photographed alongside the IG of the Liberia National Police. And then lastly, for the back page of the Inquirer newspaper, Grand Mufti Sumaoro calls for end to Middle East war. And that's all we can take from the dailies. Let's now send controls to Tunis to run us through the weather report for today and the rest of the days to come. Tunis, good morning from our end.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Mama Liberia. It's your friend, Suleiman Hashim Tunis, coming to you live from Radio LIB here on Staten Island, New York, with Freedom FM 87.9, the most listened to radio station in the nation capital. You excuse me for my voice, because over the weekend I felt sick after the big celebration. You know, the weather changed here the very day we did our celebration. Started Friday. That Friday was spring kicking, and whenever spring comes, the weather change. Some of us suffer from the flu, and I'm one of those who been going through it throughout the weekend, and I'm still going through it. I even called off today. I'm not going to work, so probably I might go tomorrow if it come okay with me. But you can hear it from my voice anyway. So that's about it. The celebration was very good. I went to Philadelphia, came back that very day, and the whole world was jubilating. We broke our fast, you know. So that's nothing. Anything. The tragedy in New York here today, two planes collided with the trucks, then take care of the planes, and the two pilots died from there.
I was watching that on World News.
Yes, and many. There's a Canadian plane, and some other plane. And also, many other passengers got injured. They took them to the hospital. But 2 pilots, the pilot and the co-pilot, instantly died in it. Okay, let me give you the weather report as it is from now. The rest of the day, mostly cloudy. 5% chances of rain. So definitely it may not rain, but it's going to be cloudy a little bit. The sun not going to be blazing like yesterday. It's going to give you a little break. And wind from northeast will be 9 miles per hour. You probably will feel a little bit of wind in the air. And humidity is 66. It's a little bit high, 66 humidity. So deal with that. Remember, the rest of the day is going to be mostly cloudy. And chances of rain is just 5%. So it may not even rain at all. It's just going to be cloudy. You will see the cloud will be over the sun come back up, and that's the kind of game they're going to be playing with you the rest of the day. The wind from northeast is about 9 miles per hour, 66% of humidity. Tuesday, tomorrow, chances of rain is about 20%. The same 9 miles per hour wind, 66 humidity. That's the heat you got to listen to in this weather report. Because that's what giving you the problem these few days. The heat. It may rain, but that rain can stop the heat. Okay, so it's right now 66. Both day, today and tomorrow, it's going to be 66 degrees. So it's a little bit high. Okay, Wednesday is going to be even more higher. It's going to be 72. The heat is going to be 72%. So be ready for it. Wind is still stay on 9 miles per hour for the next 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And Wednesday, chances of rain is going to be just 10 miles per hour. So don't worry. It's going to be 87 degrees anyway on Wednesday. 87 feels like 94. So be prepared for that hot weather. Also, the same thing on Tuesday, 87 and going to feel like 94. Okay, today is 85, but it feels like 92. Today, weather is 85, feels like 92. So, and all these days, there's not chances. The chances of rain is very, very little, very little. So you're going to feel the heat and deal with it. Just that be prepared for it. Say you hear it from Freedom FM 87.9, the most listened to radio station. The weatherman is Tunis. Let me send control back to you.
Thank you very much, Tunis. I'm quite sure we have Gus. Gus, you there?
Yes, Gus is here.
Gus, are you there? I'm quite sure he's in the background. But we have some voices because this I don't know what is really unfolding at the border.
Okay. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're fine. Thank you, Gus. How are you?
Great, thank you. Good morning. It's
Okay,
Gus
so
Coleman from Illinois, calling to say hello. I'm here. We're here.
okay, let's take our break. Let's take word from our sponsors, and when we come back, we will talk the talk. All right. So let's, Esther, please get those recordings. But let's take our break. We need to take word from our sponsors and be right back.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we have seen in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
Robbie, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
When you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk.
Welcome back. Let's say a big thank you there to our sponsors, Cram Stopper Liberia, Mayuba and Sons Incorporated, and Exeter's Best Price Store. You know, the news coming up from that border point is so scaring because up to now, the government cannot tell us what prompted, the Guinean crossing into our territory. We are yet to hear from the government of Liberia. All we heard is that the president flew to Guinea. There was a conference heard with the 3 Mana River countries. But let's listen what the third most powerful person of Liberia had to say in this audio recording. Esther, can you play that for us? Okay, let's connect. Whoa.
I don't know what it will reach.
Yeah, we'll try to make it reach. Some kind of way will make it reach. Some kind of way will make it reach. So we can listen to these caring voices from residents of that area and the speaker, what the speaker had to say. So Esther is trying to connect that. Let's see. All right, let's see. Okay, let's go.
To get information is because the president wants dialogue and Abrempo advocate for peace. In amicably solving this issue, I'll be hosting a meeting with a few of my colleagues from the Mana River Union. I'll be meeting the Speaker of Sierra Leone, the President of the National Assembly of Guinea, which is also the Speaker, and the President of the National Assembly of Africa, which is also the Speaker. We'll be meeting hopefully next week Saturday. And I need to get an information from you. And they ask me what is unfolding at the Liberia and Sierra Leone and Guinea border. I should be able to explain vividly what I hear from you. And I hope our story should be the truth. Because if the truth is the truth, there will be reason to find solution quickly so that the Guinean military will move back to their country. One of the reasons why
Well, folks, that's the voice of Speaker Richard Kuhn, and there are other voices. We also have voices from, residents of that area, and also the District Number 10 lawmaker, Representative Yeke Kolba. So Esther will get all of those recordings for us.
Yeah.
To have them play, so you can get a side.
Let's drop Yeke's voice before we can go. To get
it's.
we want to tell the people of Lofa County that Mr. Barker will come up with the truth to let them know that the meeting Mr. Barker went in with the Senate President Dumbuya, it was resolved in that meeting according to my source. And Mr. Barker agreed in that meeting according to my source that we were going to take the AFL from over there and take the post from there. The simple thing is, Guinea now bring a custom pool to start collecting taxes. So you think somebody working for town, they will bring pool to start collecting taxes? Why are we making fun of the bring pool? Then when you talk, you see those car balling and call it, you need the public pool, and we can't vote for you again. And all that is John Yata. There will be too anxious. until you embrace me. You just take time. Why you're trying to move me and know very well that Joseph Boakai be one-term president? We want to tell the poor of Lofa County.
So that's it. That's it. Let's get citizens who were interviewed with our sister station, OKFM. We want to listen to a couple of them. Then we can come in with our talking points.
It's scary though.
I'm telling you.
Welcome, sir. What's your name?
I'm Marcus B.T. Taylor from Baladu Bakia. I'm one of the community health assistants for Baladu Bakia and Marcus Town.
Which is close to the
border. All the two communities are right by the border.
Yeah, we see that you're coming from the meeting that the lawmakers came to have with people. What was the meeting about?
The lawmaker came to encourage with the surveillance that we should take courage. There is no fighting at now. In case of anything, he will come and let us and inform us about it. If we got to leave, then we will leave. But for now, there is no fighting. We should take courage. We should encourage our people. They should come back so that they are doing it diplomatically to solve the problem. But as for we, the surveillance that's surrounding the borderland, we are not too encouraged of that statement. Because if we think about the past, those guys that we are afraid they are among us with arms for us to be among them. It is risk for all. Our life are in risk. So for we, the community members surrounding the border, we are not too encouraged of that statement. Okay. So we want the government at least to come to our aid. That the farm means for the problem to be solved.
Okay, so Mama, why are you holding us thing?
You know, the prayer, easy. I'm not holding safe for people in Liberia, but I have to defend my life. I'm the hunter.
You hunter. So you are about what else? What
you can do something before you come to.
As a man, you got to move like a man. Now the era that we are in, it is an era of emergency. You don't know anything can happen. Those guys, they are surrounded all over, and we got crossing point all over. So we are in terrible zone.
So the president, Joseph Boakai, he is from the county here.
Yes.
Why you want to say to him? Why you want him to do about the whole thing?
Joseph Boakai is from the county here, and that his error. As he said, he want to take the issue diplomatically. Let him try within the end of this month or next month for this issue to be stopped. Now we got farmers. The land that have been occupied by those guys, there where we can do our farming. If those guys don't dress back, then me this year, they error. So hunger will be here because there is no land for us to do our farming activities. Where?
Look, folks, these information we just listened to from residents and government officials is very scary because we really don't know what is actually unfolding at the border. Tomorrow when you wake up, they say, oh, the Guinean soldiers, they cross back into their country. The next morning when you wake up, they say, oh, the Guineans are invading Lofa County. In fact, they are collecting taxes. So who's telling the truth? Gus and Gus and Tunis, who is really telling the truth? Because this is scaring, Esther.
Just before you go to Gus and Tunis, Wendell, first of all, you listen to the speaker.
Yeah.
What the speaker is saying, he sounds like he doesn't know what is going on.
Yeah.
He's aware of the president's visit to Guinea. So this is just enough to put fear in everybody because it's like they don't know what's happening. It's almost like there's no way forward.
Yeah.
And they're not telling us. And our people are in Lofa, their lives are at risk.
Yeah.
We don't have to be there individually.
Yeah.
But these people are our citizens. We care for them.
But when Lofa is entrapped, the entire country is entrapped.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like one of the ladies I listened to who they interviewed there, she said they can't even go on their farm because they are afraid.
Yeah.
Why if you go to your farm, somebody attack you, they got guns and they are in your country. First of all, if a man cross from your country, enter your country with a flag, you know what that means,
that
right?
Declaration of war. That shouldn't happen, So
but again, Liberia is Liberia.
So it means that the president went to that meeting. He did not come back to, nothing fruitful because why the speaker, the third most powerful person in the country, is calling on people to tell them what's the actual story between Guinea and Liberia. So, I mean, the people are just playing with our lives. It's so scary that our people cannot go to do their farming. They are afraid before they get adopted by the Guinean soldiers. You listen to Yeke. Yeke is a lawmaker. According to his source, the custom guys are there collecting taxes. From whom are they collecting taxes? So let's hear from Gus and Tunis, man. Our country is, I don't know, but this information is so scary.
Gus, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Again, it is scary, but it's also very responsible. You know, I do make some assertion here, and people take it for granted. And the reason why people take it for granted is they themselves don't even value their own citizenship or their own lives. Okay. In today's day and age, thank God. Again, I've always said this. Those rebels and stuff back in the days, they only survived because we didn't have access to information. This government, with all the information we have, they're still sitting and lying. They're still sitting and not saying the truth. You say what you want to say about Yeke, but I mean, some of the assertions Yeke made seem to be true. How did Mr. Boakai agree to surrender those land to the Guineans and allow them to continue to encroach on us as much as possible? Or he's just so weak that he doesn't care? Because at this point, again, no offense to our brothers that have citizenship in both countries. That's another place I'm disappointed in. We sit here every day. We say, oh, we need to be one and so and so. What is happening? We're watching. We're listening to leaders that have interest in Guinea and interest in Liberia. What is your say in this? This is not right. This government continue to sit here and not do anything about this stuff. But when the citizens get up, they're not going to like it. They are not going to like it. And again, there's many people that said it. We want to challenge Guinea. Liberia is not a sitting duck. Let's be honest. We just have a president that don't give a damn or don't care, don't understand how diplomacy is. Because if he cared, what Guinea has done, the United Nations, Liberia has a seat to the United Nations. Why isn't this a topic right now? ECOWAS, all of these places. We're going to sit back. You talk about diplomacy. That is diplomacy. Not going somewhere where somebody hold your hands and tie your hands, and then the next day come and encroach on your land, and you sit there and don't have nothing to say. You have a speaker that told us he was a regime speaker. He shouldn't even be on that trip. What's wrong with him? He's a fool himself. How can you be a speaker and the president makes some kind of deal over there and you are not aware of what's going on? You know what they'll do in responsible countries? They will be calling Sarah Basil Yanti to come and speak to the legislature. They will be calling the defense minister to be coming and speaking to the legislature and telling us what is going on, what is the plan, because the citizens demand so. But you see, in Liberia, we don't have citizenship. We do not have citizenship. Again, these people that fight and say, oh, we have dual citizenship for some of us here, it's just it. But if I came back to Liberia, I will fight and I can get anything I want because that's all Liberians know. We don't know how to stand up for ourselves. And it's a shame that today, in this day and age, in 2026, we see Guineans, ill-equipped Guineans, coming across our border. People say they're equipped. I mean, I look at the stuff that they look at the boat they got over a small river. Are you kidding me? All those people will be down. We want to talk about military, we want to fight. Well, look, Liberia needs to just understand what Liberia is. Liberia still stands and has support around the globe to be able to protect the Liberian territory if the Liberian leadership is interested in protecting the Liberian territory. But this Liberian leadership do not care to protect the Liberian territory, because if they did, they will be reaching out to their partners. And trust me, Guinea cannot handle us. Thank you.
Let's hear from you, Tunis. Let's get your 1 cent in this whole Guinea situation.
The first thing is I want to know what our GI got out of visiting the area. He left here
TikTok.
with
TikTok. The man got a TikTok content. Leave that one alone.
because the government making mockery out of us. When we talk, when the citizen rise up and bring out these questions, what is the reason? What the government is doing? Then they get up, make us to know that they're doing something. When we rise up the other day, they go in, they say, oh, they're going for a tripod meeting. We heard nothing out of it. When we came back again with a question, what really prompted this whole thing? Then the IG got up with heavy battalion. They went over there. They came back. They just sat down and started drinking. Nothing. They told us what they achieved from that visit. You tell me. We taxpayer money. You took a bunch of your men. You went over there. A big show. Big show. Tell me what we got out of that visit. You came no press conference to tell us, oh, we went to the border and this is what we discussed there, this, that, and that. Why? Well, are you think we're stupid? Or what? You alone doing everybody's job, but you're not giving any report to us? I mean, if you are one of the umbrella of the government and you say, oh, I'm going to seek the government interest at the place there's a dispute, when you come back, since this man came back, has he gave any press conference for us to know what he achieved from that visit? Well, are we going to just put it down? We say, oh, okay, the GI visited that place. Oh, where? If you brought up a conversation like that, how are you going to continue? Then we sitting down, we say, oh, the government doing everything. We are government or this and that. This most educated people that we say they were the seasoned politician. Small tax like this before them. Small tax like this before them. They can't even handle it. They just making mockery out of us. Like we sitting out here, we stupid. We know what we doing. We just talking. You tell me if you give one of your member from the station for our station here go in Maryland on assignment, and he come when he bring a report for everyone to know what you send him for. The police GI is we stupid. He got up from the city, boom, with so many people. He came back, he just sat down and relaxed. What we got out of him, you okay? So let's ask the question. The citizen will go and fight for themselves. See how what you just played here. The man asked the man, "Where you get that stick in your hand for?" The man was ready to defend himself because nobody here, the authority, not doing nothing for them. So the women are so scared to go about their businesses when they used to go to their farm and make things. They are scared. The men there in the house, they are looking for a weapon to protect themselves while the government making mockery out of us. We send a GI, and we sit down with the the GI have right to go there. Oh, the GI don't have right to go there. That's all they making us to keep talking like they're doing something. I'm sorry to say that, but let the GI come and tell us what was his mission and what he accomplished from that mission. Thank you.
Tunis, the man has more protection than the border. Let's think about that. Look at the border patrol people, the gear that they have compared to the IG protection. That's how dumb Liberia is. How is this guy even a threat to, why is this guy believe that he's a threat to society? Look at the people that walk with the IG in Liberia. Look at our border security. That's how you know how a country is behaving. They say you can tell a country. A man made this statement, a football guy. He said you can tell a country strength by the way they play football. And it's true. The way we act, IG has so much protection. In America here, Tunis, When's the last time you saw a police chief walking with all of that nonsense this guy got around him? You know, let's leave that alone, man. But the people cannot even farm. The people cannot even live their daily activity. And we all know this is a farming time, right? This is harvest.
Yeah.
This is
The harvest time. Yeah.
And that's what
planting.
Lily said. She said they are afraid to go on
Yeah.
their farms.
So these people say they're hungry. Look at what they said. One of the things your speaker said, the Regine speaker said, oh, we're going to call LRRC supposed to be there by today. That's what Regine speaker said. So how are you going to have LRRC mandated to go somewhere when it is not your function? It's an executive function. I mean, that's how dumb these people are. But we put them in this position because we're forced to. The Liberian people, they keep them in a poor and destitute situation that they don't have a choice, you know. But the people are going to have to rise up. And I'll be honest, they're making a huge mistake. Lofa has been tested. Lofa has not gotten over everything that happened during the war when their brothers came back. Lofians are ready. Lofians are not afraid. And if they keep doing this, they're just harboring or bringing out some of those ill intents. The fight has been sitting there. And now you're reawakening that fight. And trust me, I'm asking our brothers and sisters that are from both sides, Guinea and Liberia, to talk to our neighbors, to talk to our family members on both sides. Like, look, Dumoya himself needs to be under pressure that, look, we have lived here forever. We never had these issues. And this is not the way you continue to allow us to live here if we're going to continue, if we're going to start having these border issues. Because the people on the other side will not trust us, and the people on your side will not trust us. And when that happens, that's tension. But let them sit down there and keep playing with people's life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gauss Tunis, for your, analysis on the, border tension at the Liberia-Guinea border. Folks, it's not something, easy. For those of us who were here and we saw what the war, put a lot of people through, that's similar thing the folks are currently going through in Lofa. Because when you see strange army people in your area, they're not wearing your country uniform. They're wearing different uniform. It means that they have come to, that's declaration of war. I don't know how people look at it, because when somebody leave their territory and come into your territory arms, what are they telling you? Fire back at us and see what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what the people cannot access their farm. They are hungry. They're scared to go to the farm before they get adopted and taken to Guinea. So they are afraid. The government is not telling us anything. The speaker himself, who is the third most powerful person in the country, he doesn't know what's going on at the border. So I don't understand.
Speaker, he already relegated that. He doesn't have a title.
The president, when he even called people, said, my man went to that place. This is the discussion we had. Or he didn't call his boss man to say, Chief, you went to the meeting. What was discussed there? These are things that the Liberian people, every day we wake up, that they say, yes, we see pictorial, video footages and all of that. But the actual story, the Ministry of Information is not telling us anything. The official spokesperson for the government, they are not saying anything. All we heard, the president flew to Guinea. They had a discussion, and there was a communique signed between the three Mana River Union countries, to everybody to go back to, status quo ante. But every morning we wake up different thing at the border. But let's take a few calls and hear from our people. Those of you who are closer to your radio, it's time to place in your calls. If you're watching us and you don't have the time to call, you can drop your comment there. We'll get to the comment section and read them out for you. All right, see this picture.
Sir, Lunar soldiers on the ground.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah,
that incident.
Yeah. So call us on 0776 104 104 0770 297 016. That's the local lines. For those of you outside Liberia, you can call us on +231 886 500 104. That's the WhatsApp line. Restricted for you, our diaspora followers. If you are in Liberia, you call us on the WhatsApp line, we wouldn't take your call. So please leave the WhatsApp line, get to the other numbers, 086 500 104, 0770-297-016, 0776-104-104 are the numbers to call. Call and be a part. Let's take this person as our first caller. Teddy Ted Lion Nyanko. What's up? Welcome to the show.
Oh yeah, thanks, brother. Greeting. Well, to everybody, a long time.
Yeah, Teddy, it's been a long time. I told you I've left. I told you I've left from planet Earth to another planet.
What? No, I always follow you guys. Even though I don't comment, but I follow you guys every morning.
That's good to know.
And having all of the things I do,
Yeah, thank you so much, and I also follow your Facebook and other pages. Thank you so much. But let's hear your contribution relative to the Liberia and Guinea border issue.
Yes, but let me thank my brother that just left from the Gus. I employ him today, but spoke like a real man. At this type of time, the way things happening. Former, I'm not comparing, but butt naked. He spoke like a real man at a time, but the way you guys spoke, he spoke in a way like because he had personal issues with Joseph Boakai or whatsoever. Look, I was surprised when we get to seeing the land for the people. What kind of intelligent information you receiving whatsoever? The manner in which the people came on us at the time where global, was responding to the global, politics that going on too. What happened right now in Iran? The Iranians having huge business investment in Guinea. And that uranium, as I learned, the pieces coming together. Because on OK FM yesterday, someone get the information is that there's one mountain that have uranium. Because my mom first ran to because of that iron ore stuff. The beginning don't want to give it to them.
Guinea say they want to get control of the Wologisi Mountain.
They don't want Liberia or America to have any control over their stuff around it. The people, they are connected from time immemorial. They can be our cousins, our brothers, but what their fathers them and the agreement they made to with other superpower there, Russia, you remember, other France, they live in France, then Russia had close connection with them, and they get all our Russian guns and our connections there, and Guinea is connections with Iran, with these Sahel people, and they even won't get away they don't get away from, they won't join the Sahel.
Okay.
Also too, to follow that trend. So we should look at all that. It's not just into this land, but Boakai knows the problem, and he decided to stir that soup, and also to get a personal benefit from that. Who knows whether Boakai is a Guinean or if from origin or Sierra Leone? I hear Sierra Leone brother handle that thing with a Guinean man like that, and you think we relaxed about that? It's shot the way they came into the country.
Thank you. We'll leave you there, Ted. Thank you so much. We have more callers on the line. Let's take this person. Caller, good afternoon from Liberia and welcome to the show.
Good morning from the U.S. My name is Andrew Sano. I call from the Minnesota, USA. My concern have to do with the border issues. They continue to bother the citizens of Liberia, including us from Liberia that are in the diaspora. We are actually in worry here. We don't really know what is happening. As you were saying this morning, that how can a leader that call himself responsible leader would be able to go to seek the interest of his or her citizen and have return, cannot be able to give a tangible report to the citizen for them to move on in fear. That was yesterday again. I saw two guys, I think there were 2 or 3 guys who they said on some kind of radio station. He said he's a manager for radio here from Lofa. But then they were walking in the bush towards that bowler end, walking in the bush. They came across a cornerstone with French writing on it. They were reporting that that cornerstone was planted over there during the Corona period time by the French government. So all of those things, the fighters, the Liberian government need to check it up and see whether really things like that have been done or it was done on the Liberian soil or the soil of Guinea. And they cross the I don't know, Macon River towards the Liberian end. Those are things that the land commissioner should be checking on in order to see whether really Liberia have been able to receive or to have cornerstones that were planned during the Corona period. All of those things could be factors that they would be explaining to the Liberian people that yes, of course we felt that this place was for us, but we have getting to see a historical stone, and then it's on the side of the Liberian soil. We noticed that this stone was planted here by the French government or the Corona period time.
Okay.
We didn't know, but this is what's happening. But nothing like that happening. Everything has just been remaining in limbo. The people don't know. We don't know what's happening. Gregory Coleman left and went over there to carry on a show. That was just a big show. We are not up for that. We are not prepared because anything happens like the pressure can be on us.
Thank you.
We pay, we get money more than what we're supposed to get. So let the government be able to go and check everything, fact check everything, and be able to tell the Liberian people that this is what happened. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution from all the way over there. Folks, let's come back and take some local calls. Let's talk to you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Caller, are you there?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, my name is Joseph. I'm calling from Mbappe.
Go ahead. Let's hear you have 1 minute to say what's on your mind.
Yeah, my brother, what is on my mind is too heavy and big for me. See, let me tell you something. If the president is playing with we Liberians, something or illegal, we impeach that president, okay? Because our people in the village, they need to go back home. They are in the bushes. They are afraid to go back to the river farm, and then they are suffering, and the president is saying nothing. He's in a room enjoying himself, all the people around giving false information, telling this and that, and even talk to the public. It's embarrassing. It's totally embarrassing. What kind of people Madam Bennett we here for? Now the man explain the point, no, not true again. Let me give you the information. Explain the point, no, not true. Either today or tomorrow. I'm saying it to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take another caller. Caller, good afternoon. Good afternoon, caller.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
I'm Alfonso calling from.
Welcome to the show. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
The Guinean will not just be on the country of car and based on the Liberian soil. The main source of this thing, whether people to know what's going on. Because the people do not imagine that are carrying illegal money on the railroad that share border between the two countries and then turn around and sit on the shore. So if you sell the land to the Guinean government, let it sell.
So you believe that something is going on, but the government is not telling us the truth.
Yes.
All right, caller. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Let's take this person. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
This is Patrick calling from Slipway.
Let's hear you.
You see, what goes around comes around. Remember during the speaker crisis when the Supreme Court said return to
Status quo. Yeah.
Status quo, auntie.
Yeah.
And what I said, you work with the people you won't work with, you not do what the people say. But when judges are coming from all the countries, they can send army there. Today, the time when you send army, you can't send army. So that Guinea border, the people will not move. The people will not move. That thing happened way back during when we went to claim border pay around there. We were there to say all there. We left for around 4. We reached around 3 that morning. We know what we did there. The people will not move. The people will move our force. But if we sit down like that, then at the end of it, thank you.
Thank you very much, Liberian. This person, yeah, dissatisfaction with the government about the situation at the Liberia-Guinea border. Let's talk to you. Let me not take time to even ask you why are you doing this. Hello.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
We fine, thank you. Welcome to the show, sir. Let's hear your name and where you join the conversation from.
Thank you very much. My name is Emmanuel S. J. Cooper. I join you from District 12, Maserado.
Let's hear you, Cooper. You have a minute.
Thank you very much. You know, I sit and then going through your show, and I monitor someone saying that the Speaker of the country, the chairman command, he don't know nothing that's going on, especially at the Liberal Guinea border. We need to stop joking in the country. The Speaker and some members of the House, maybe some of these guys are not informed when they get on the radio to discuss issues. The Speaker and some members of the House left, they went all the way to Solomon. If the Speaker is not aware and has no concern, why don't you leave this city and then go all the way there?
So did the Speaker tell you exactly what is happening there from the meeting they had with the residents of that area?
So these are the things, Chief, we need to be waiting now.
You gotta be waiting. You gotta be waiting while more damage is being done to your country.
What is it? If you say when they may have gone somewhere and then come.
So the first time, hello.
How long is this waiting?
The first time the president went there, he came back. He did not address the Liberian people that, this is the situation that prompted what happened at the border. Did you hear anything from the president about that?
I think there was a relief from the president of the Republic of Liberia.
You think?
It's true.
Hey, come on, man. Don't waste time. Don't waste our time. Let's talk to you. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing, bro?
I'm fine. Thank you. Welcome to the show. Your name and where you join us from?
My name is different.
Go ahead. You have a minute.
Yeah, let me tell you something. In here, there's someone set of people. Don't be any one thing. Don't be any one there won't do that. We fought a long time with Guinea. We the black girl. We know the man in the future. And first thing I can tell you, man, is take every story. All that time, man, if you look me around, just know the way to like, brother, know what we can do. But just we look at diplomacy, but we can tell you everybody to fall back, and we, the Malaysian black girl, can move ahead on the better work. We got the capability of doing that. You know. Let me tell you, we're looking at the diplomatic way first.
Okay.
But if it can work out, I tell you for one show, we'll tell them, when you say ever uniform with the black girl, we the Malaysia, then ever come with the red girl from here or Operation Eagle, and we'll move it into.
Okay.
We're fighting for the phone. When you step back and enter a Guinea, be president, then they will know. Before they come, then they will know so they get on. Thank you, man. I will have brain.
Thank you. Let's talk to this person. Hello.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
No time. Let's go. Just go ahead. Poka, no time. We got to run through the comments.
Thank you very much. Magnificent recognitions. Let me say thanks also to Astro for the brilliant contribution, for the recognitions for the public. Robert, I don't use this money for our unknown destinations. People, they get our old program was saying that if you don't want the cat to eat the rat, make sure that the rat does smell. Or you should not even get any chick with me to be in the north and the cat go after it. Another parable that says, I'll bring what you fall, or bring what you stone the tooth. Hello?
We are listening. Go ahead, Poka.
Thank you. My point is, people will not very clear. If Mr. Plaka and he now come to look for go out to march into the people river. Trust me, we don't have reached the peak. We go to Canada, we are lost the particular land. We are lost the land. Number one, Mr. Plaka and his people they push the rules and regulation of that particular alcohol or center of alcohol center. Yes. If you say go, no problem. Everybody can take it. But you only money and people river. When I say you are taking go, you want it alone, Plaka.
Are the people river?
But the Plaka you can't only tell the people the truth. If you can't tell the people the truth, and mind you, what the people doing now? I can tell you we are losing now already. Now the point, if you do OKFN, do not what they say now the point is flipping. The point is flipping to capture, see our immigration. They see what they do to Sierra Leone. They We now got to see our immigration and then now they will be on immigration. You get all they want, they will give your people to you. But the phone goes to lead that learner. I can tell you, but the Paka people very poor to Jabati.
Thank you, Poga. Esther, just take a few comments. We don't have much time to, we have to run through the comments. We have 5 more minutes to be here, so let's go through our comments, and we'll come back. We'll go to our panelists overseas to take 30 seconds each to wrap up. So, Esther, run us through the comments quickly.
From the comment section, we have Otto T. Johnson Jr. He says, good morning. I'm following from around the Freeport of Monrovia. Thanks for the show. We have Henry Tito Jr. He says, good morning, my Freedom FM family and the Radio LIB crew with our weather report, man. Uncle Tunis. I'm watching from my residence in Caldwell. Thanks for the update. Maxwell Kedimon, he says, I'm following from my tailor shop here in Barnesville Estate, last bus stop listening. Ezekiel Yeman Johnson says, good morning, Freedom FM family from Chicken Soup Factory. Thank you for the update. We have Jiba Kamar. He says he's watching live from Brooklyn Park. Happy New Week again. We have Daniel Saki. He says, good morning, big brother. We have Rapper G Paswa. He says, hey, Big Wendell and Daku. We have Paswa. Mohammed Mariama Chesha Reeves says, good morning, Wendell, Esther, and a peace-loving people of Lofa County. I'm watching from Amati Diakite Intellectual Forum in Jacobtown, St. Francis community. What kind of government is this that cannot defend its own people and territory? In less than 3 weeks, Guinean has taken our land without any decisive action. Failed people in power. We have Josephine Sate Amoa Aminsa. She says, good morning, Freedom FM. Moses Wardlaw says, good morning, Freedom. We have Josephine Satya Amoa Aminsa again. She says, good morning, my Freedom FM family. Well, I think this is where we were starting.
Thank you so much. So we're taking one more call, then we close up with our USA panelists. Let's talk to you, this person. Hello.
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Edmond. You're our very last caller, so you have to be brief. So go ahead.
Yeah,
and just,
thank you.
Yeah.
Hi to Esther and analyst.
Hello, Edmond.
We know the situation we are faced with. It's very difficult to discuss or to understand. Because if our government would be fair and clear to us, when we are having a clear understanding as to what is happening across the border here to our side, then we will know what to do. So we are trying to get the case of the issue that is happening right there at the border. So we don't know what is happening on the DR because it is quite frustrating to see another army of the country cross both their flag and hearing nothing from their government or diplomatic. Nothing is going on. You have people going there and giving direction that people should start turning display care for the people and all the kind of stuff. Where are we? These are the reasons why you see the people taking law into their own hands. The people sacrifice for themselves. And by this time, people are going to be protesting. And so that found there, rice found there, pepper found there. They are neglected and led because of fear. And the government absolutely is saying nothing to them. So the people you neglected right now.
Okay.
They feel laid down by the president that they supported. And this is a complete blow and shot in the can of United Party people. Let us do something. Let us tell us something. Okay. What is happening? When we know how to handle it. Thank you, Winner.
Thank you, Edmond. Let's go to our guys. So, Tunis, you can take controls now so we can wrap up.
Gus is not here. Gus?
He's there. Gus is here. Gus, you there?
Oh, okay, I think he left.
Yeah. Okay, let me see. Gus?
Esther was busy on her phone. I've been texting her. She ain't answering.
No, I'm not on my phone. I'm not on my phone.
You've been busy, my bad. No, thank you. Again, Tunis, this is something we all have to agree on. And again, this is like, I just don't get it, man. Part of leadership, certain things you do, this is leadership right here. All the other stuff we talk about, this is true leadership. You cannot lead a country and your country is being evaded. and you cannot talk to your people. You can't come with agreements, solutions, and whatnot. It's just hard, man. So I don't know. I'll just appeal to the citizens to continue to mobilize, because that's our call to them, to continue to mobilize, to continue to have their town hall meetings and be aware of what's going on. That's it. All in that, the mobilization is just to be able to stay together in unity, because in the end, when something happens, they're going to have to stand up. And even if it's by stick or whatsoever, they can't kill all of us. We saw that in 1990, all the wars that came, they can't kill all of us. So we'll still be there. Liberia will still remain. Thank you.
Let us hold our government feet to the fire to give us in detail what's happening at the Alofa County with Guinea border. And also follow us this evening, our sister program, Nighttime Spain, so we'll discuss this issue more in detail. Again, we'll say good day, and please join us at 11 p.m. in your local time here in America, in New York time, 7 p.m., so that we can continue discussing the issue. Again, this is your good friend Suleiman Hashim Tunis coming to you live from Staten Island, New York with Freedom FM 87.9, the most listened to radio stations. Thank you so much, Guy. See you tomorrow morning.
Thank you. I love the bass that the Cole have added to your voice. You know, the bass.
Sound like me, not a problem.
Yeah, the man. Folks, thank you so much. We'll be here, God's willing, tomorrow. But before I go, let me just wish a couple of friends happy birthday. Miss Edna Cooper of LSP National Port Authority. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday to you, Mrs. Hina Hagan of Red Hill Field Community, Lower Virginia. Today is your birthday too. Happy birthday to you, Mrs. Hina Hagan, from your darling husband, Hina Hagan of LPRC. One is from me here at Controls. All right, folks, thank you, and do have a pleasant Monday. Bye-bye.